For this assignment, the Gulf of Tonkin Resolution, make sure you look at the goal and read this paragraph here. While you're doing this assignment, there's two questions you're going to want to keep in the back of your mind. The first one, was the US planning to go to war in Vietnam before August 1964? And the second one, do you think the Gulf of Tonkin Resolution was a major or minor turning point? Part one is just going to be a quick overview of the Vietnam War. This video here, it's actually the same video that you should have watched earlier when you were annotating the text in one of the first assignments on the Cold War. But now, this time, you'll be filling in the blank. So this is just a transcript of the video here, and as you come across the word, you want to fill in the blank. Insert the word there. And it's pretty long. Once you get down to part two, this is looking at the involvement, and there's going to be a lot of primary sources to use here. When you click on the link, it's actually the same link for document A, B, and C. They're all in the exact same document. So here's A, and then just scroll down and B is below it, then C, and then D. Look at the questions. Some of them ask you to explain your answer. If it says to explain, you want more than just one sentence. You probably want to give a lot of examples too when you're explaining. And the very last part after you're done looking at those four documents is the analysis. So these are those two questions I read at the beginning. Was the US planning to go to war in Vietnam before August 1964? In this answer, you need to use all four of these primary sources as evidence. So make sure you pay particular attention up here. If you've answered these questions well, you should be able to use the evidence from your answers and your questions down here. Make sure you're using the race method and look at the rubric. And then same thing with the next question. Do you think the Gulf of Tonkin Resolution was a major or minor turning point? So some history books say it's definitely a major turning point, and then others will point to all this evidence saying that, well, it was just one more little step in the whole big scheme of things. Once again, race method, look at the rubric. There's a bunch of resources on the Vietnam War. We'll study the Vietnam War a little bit more in the next standard, looking particularly at American reactions to the war. But if you're more interested in the war itself, look at these.